how's it going? It's Magnus here, ready to read some Batman cards. We're continuing this Batman TOPPS collectible promotional card novelization, read aloud, whatever you want to call this. I've recorded 2 other episodes right now. I'm just going to kind of divide them up. Today's reading is brought to you by Red Kickstart. Just kidding. I'm not brought to you by anything. But I guess this reading is brought to you by the energy I'm going to get by drinking this. So why not? An unpaid sponsorship. Everyone's got to start somewhere, right? Anyways, this is actually, real quick, this Red Kickstart Mountain Dew Fruit Punch, this is my favorite soda. I would say it is my desert island soda. And it kind of sucks because they're like $1 a piece, sometimes $1.50 or whatever. But it's like you can't just buy like a 12-pack of these, you know. And it looks like an energy drink, but it's pretty much just a, you know, Mountain Dew with extra caffeine and whatever. It doesn't have a bunch of that scary stuff that energy drinks have. Anyways, on with the show. Oh, I think we're going to maybe just soldier through and do this all in one sitting. What do you think? Yeah, boy. Let's just do it. Maybe I'll divide this into 2 episodes, but we'll see. All right. Vicky in a jam. After conveying Batman's cure for Smilex to the news media, Vicky entertains 2 visitors at her apartment. Bruce Wayne, who apologizes for his mysterious, elusive behavior, and the clown Prince of Crime himself, who shows up at Vicky's door hoping to pick up where he left off. Bruce, responding reflexively to this sudden emergency, smashes a vase on the mantelpiece. As he steps closer to the Joker, we can see Batman emerging in his eyes. The Joker, freaked, shoots Bruce directly in the chest and eventually exits later. We learn that the resourceful Mr. Wayne saved himself by placing a silver tray under his jacket. This is a lot different than the movie. I can't not say something. So, in the movie, he puts on that thing and does the, "You want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts." I would say he's channeling Beetlejuice there a little more than Batman. But then the Joker, one of the most important parts, is the Joker says, "You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?" And, you know, Bruce Wayne, what did you say? "It's just something I say to all my prey." You know, it's a vital story point that I think is going to be left out, and I just can't leave it out. Anyways, continuing on. The Joker is wild. Once again, the Joker jams the TV airwaves, this time sharing a split screen with the mayor of Gotham City. The Joker insists that the Bicentennial Festival should not be cancelled, adding, "I even got a little present for Gotham City. At midnight, I dropped $20 million cash on the crowd." As a final inducement, the clown Prince of Crime promises a battle to end all battles, a fight mano a mano between him and the Dark Knight detective. Haunting memory. The Joker's sick TV bulletin ends. Didn't sound that sick this time, but anyways. Bruce Wayne clicks his set off, pulled out an old police file marked unsolved. Several photos spill out of the file and onto the floor. He picks one up. It's a photograph of himself at the age of 9. The shocked, sad face of a little boy so many years ago. And Bruce Wayne remembers. He remembers street sounds, footsteps behind him, and a voice. Bruce's mother. "Tom, there's someone following us." This is it. This is the scene. Fate of the Wayne family. A chilling memory. Thomas, Martha, and... Martha! Thomas, Martha, and 9-year-old Bruce Wayne are running down a Gotham City street, pursued by 2 young hoodlums. Ooh, they're running. They are stopped at gunpoint. The first crook grabs the string of pearls on Martha's neck. Thomas tries to stop him, and a shot rings out. Thomas falls to the ground. Martha screams. A second shot is fired. Bruce Wayne's parents are dead. He looks up at their murderer and sees a face shrouded in darkness moving into the light. Tell me, kid, you ever danced with the devil by the pale moonlight? It is Jack Napier's face. Let's try that one more time. You ever danced with the devil by the pale moonlight? Gearing up for danger. At last, Bruce Wayne recognizes Jack Napier as the killer of his parents. Coming full circle, Wayne is determined to thwart the villainous Joker and rid himself of an obsession that has grown and festered over the past 20 years. Night Patrol. Bruce Wayne prepares for his final confrontation with the Joker. We see the gloves, the boots, the cape, and then the dramatic bat insignia within its yellow oval, completing the iconic image. This is Batman, the Dark Avenger, Gotham City's rooftop knight on a ceaseless quest for justice, racing to a rendezvous with fate. I could hear the music in my head during that one. That was good. But I like the gloves, the boots, the cape, the insignia. It reminds me of those Sam Raimi. I mean, Tim Burton did it. I don't know about first. I don't really care. But it's similar, the shot. Cut to another shot. Cut to another shot. Edgar Wright does it. Sam Raimi does it. Tim Burton does it. It's a great cinematic editing technique. Nerd! Sabotage. A bloated yellow moon hangs over the Axis chemical factory. Opposite the main gate, the Batmobile suddenly roars to life, shooting clouds from multiple exhausts. A henchman guard leaps for his life as the fantastic vehicle smashes through the gates, coming to a halt in front of the heavy steel doors of the main building. It's Murder Batman time. Flaps on the wings of the Batmobile open and a pair of rocket launchers emerge. These rockets ignite and blast off, completely obliterating the shuttered steel doors. Next on the agenda, planting a cache of plastic explosives and blowing up Axis Chemical. I always thought it was funny that the bomb that blows this up comes out of the wheel. What a weird place to have a bomb, But I always liked it. It's a good scene. The Axis Fireball. The Joker's underlings take cover as the Batmobile cruises through the demolished doors and stops. They open fire with machine guns, and a few bullets actually crash through the windshield. Once again, the vehicle cocoons itself. Out of the Batmobile's hubcap emerges metal arms. Each of these holds a nasty-looking cache of plastic explosives, which the Joker's goons don't notice. And from within the cockpit, a countdown commences. 10, 9, 8, until finally, boom! The Axis chemical factory explodes. Nice. Escape from flaming death. At Axis Chemical, it's raining debris. An incredible blast. Pulling itself out of the rubble, the Batmobile manages a swift escape and zooms toward the main gate, or what's left of it. Outside the flaming remains of Axis, it chugs to a stop. Batman emerges from the darkness and pats his marvelous car on the fender. Then suddenly, searchlights flash upon the Dark Avenger. He leaps behind the steel gate, narrowly avoiding a hail of bullets from above. Batman looks up. In a chopper overhead is his arch nemesis, the Joker. "I'm going to the festival! You really ought to show up! I'm gonna kill 1,000 people an hour until you do." That's a little different than the movie. The Master... Oh, I was chuckling while I was reading that because it's like the Batmobile is like an animal. It's like, imagine like Batman's dog or horse or something. And as it comes up, he pats it on the fender. It was too much for me. The Master of Disaster. In a Gotham City warehouse, a lone watchman sits in his chair, reading. Suddenly, the lights go out. A few seconds later, his lights go out as he's clubbed from behind by one of the Joker's goons. A small army of these creeps invades the place, which is filled with gaudy parade floats and gigantic deflated balloons that hang limply from the rafters. Savoring his mad plan and anticipating the next few hours, the Joker is ecstatic. "I'm prepared to rule the world," he cackles. His criminal shock troops begin to inflate the balloons and make ready for Gotham City's biggest event. Are they inflating the balloons with air or Smilex? Bicentennial Nightmare. We're in downtown Gotham City, Broad Avenue, as Hollywood-style searchlights play up the street and onto the buildings. One of the beams shines on a huge balloon filled with a huge balloon with a giant cartoon face, which is moored to a parade float. More trucks with searchlights, floats, and enormous balloons round the corner and enter the avenue. A banner proclaims, "Happy birthday, Gotham City!" Local bystanders are amazed, but understandably cautious. And then, out of nowhere, the air is filled with thousands of dollar bills. A dream come true? No, a gut-wrenching nightmare, for it is all part of the Joker's insidious master plan. So, I remember reading somewhere, maybe I'll verify this, but that if you watch the movie during this part with all the parade floats and the balloons and him throwing the money, there's no cops. And if he announced on television and interrupted a speech by the mayor saying, I'm coming to this, to this celebration, and I'm throwing all this money, and I'm going to fight Batman, you think that some cops would show up. And so watching the movie, it's kind of a plot hole. But I think I remember reading either there's a deleted scene in the script, something where he knocks out all the police force, and again knocks them out with either like a gas, maybe like that gas from the museum that this story is saying makes him go to sleep, but I think that kills him. But somehow he makes the cops not be a problem, and I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. Maybe I'll write something there. Twisted terrorists. On one of the bicentennial floats, sitting on a giant throne, is the madman of the hour, the Joker. He is flanked by gun-toting goons, among them Bob, who hands his master some bundles of dollar bills. With a grand gesture, the Joker pitches them up in the air. Pitches them in the air, up into the wind from a giant fan. Soon the whole area is packed with frenzied citizens scrambling for the swirling money. The Joker amplified. "Welcome, everyone! Enjoy yourselves! Open those hungry wallets!" Girl on the scene, Vicky Vale, is taking photographs of the hysterical Gothamites. A horn blares. Vicky turns around, is happy to see Alexander Knox leaning out of his car. Knox: "You think Batman will show for this?" Vicky confidentially, "He'll be here." She knows. Flight of the Batwing. Ooh, the Batwing. Out of the darkness comes a streaking black shadow, the Batwing, an awe-inspiring ultralight aircraft, sleek and incredibly fast. It slices through the night, carrying its pilot on a mission of mercy and perhaps final revenge. In the cockpit, Batman shifts the joystick and banks the Batwing. He zooms neatly around the towering skyscrapers of Gotham. Destination, Broad Avenue. Batwing cockpit. The Dark Knight detective, his jaw set, his purpose clear, pilots the Batwing, navigating through the perilous straits of Gotham's urban landscape. Meanwhile, mayhem continues on Broad Avenue, with dollar bills still flying about and crowds of citizens still chasing them, fighting and looting. Knox drives over to the side of the avenue while Vicky continues to snap pictures. She whips out her telephoto lens, is adjusting the zoom when she sees something that freezes her blood. Fixed to the underside of a balloon is a number of metal cylinders. One of them, damaged by bumping into the side of a building, is beginning to leak a vile-looking gas. Smilex. The Joker's secret weapon. Vicky, frantic. "Those balloons are full of Smilex gas! He's gonna kill everybody!" And indeed he is. The Joker laughs insanely and places a gas mask on. The crowd panics and tries desperately to escape. Just then, the Batwing slips past Gotham's Cathedral Tower and begins its descent down Broad Avenue. Underneath the sleek craft, we notice a scissor-like cable catcher slash cutter emerge. Batman intends to cut the gas-filled balloons loose. The Joker catches sight of this and begins to freak. Somehow, he's got to stop the Dark Knight detective before he spoils everything. That one's pretty funny. Taking aim at the Batwing. The Batwing zooms upward, pulling giant gas-filled balloons in its wake. The cutting blades slice ropes and release the balloons, saving Gotham citizens from a gruesome fate. In the cockpit, after a few telescopic enlargements, Batman zeroes the sights on the Joker, who is standing, arms outstretched, in the middle of Broad Avenue. The clown Prince of Crime sneers and begins to draw a gun from his belt, but he goes on drawing on it, on and on. Eventually, he produces the entire weapon. It's a very, very long barrel. This is the scene in this movie that kind of is recreated in the Dark Knight, with Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker, and he's standing there after the semi tips over. He's got the Tommy gun, and he's like, "Hit me! Hit me!" So, anyways, this is the original. Come on. It's like Joker's just standing there, balls out, just letting Batman just take aim. And it's hilarious because we'll find out. I'll mention it in a second. Super sleek craft. The Batwing opens up with everything. Bullets, a rocket, even a laser beam smash into the street, all around the Joker. Finally, Batman levels in for the kill, and so does his adversary. The Joker takes aim. His ridiculously long gun goes off with a tremendous explosion, and the recoil hurls him backwards. It's a direct hit. So, I mentioned earlier in one of the other episodes that this is Batman's introduction of Batman to Gotham. This is probably the first time that he's flown around in the Batwing. His targeting systems are just totally non-calibrated. He aims directly for Joker's face. There's this target that goes in, and he misses everything with a laser beam, rockets, machine guns. This is Batman. It's come on, Batman. And then the armor, it just gets hit by this crazy long gun that, if the barrel's that long, I don't think that's gonna be enough to break the Batwing, but I guess it is. Anyways, I remember being really disappointed as a kid that just one bullet, that's a crazy powerful gun with that big barrel. But when the Batwing flies up against the moon and you see the bat symbol on the moon, that's one of my favorite shots from any movie ever. As a kid, I remember just being so excited and blown away just every time that happened. It was like the scene in the Avengers when it, pans around the entire team. It's like that shot, the Batwing going up against the moon. It's the best. Anyways, back to the show. Crash dive. Inside the Batwing, the cockpit begins to fill with smoke, blinding the Dark Avenger. Everything is vibrating. The joystick comes loose in his hands and the engine suddenly cut out. On the street, the Joker, clutching his smoking pistol, ducks as the out-of-control Batwing careens over his head. He dances a perverse victory jig. The stricken craft belly flops onto the street and bounces, spewing debris and black smoke. Batman blows the canopy off the cockpit. Flames shoot from the control panel as the Batwing rolls over, throwing its pilot around. So yeah, I love that. Just Joker just being absolutely insane and bring it on, hit me, bring it on, and it's just him just rolling the dice, and that's one of the best parts of the Joker. And some versions of the Joker really don't have that moment where he's just bring it on. I don't remember in Suicide Squad if there is a moment like that, but it's missing. The Joker with Joaquin Phoenix, I'm trying to think of what would be the equivalent of the hit me. I mean, anyways, that's a good movie, by the way. If you haven't seen it, it's incredibly violent, R-rated Joker story, but it is Amazing. Vicky to the rescue. The Batwing smashes into the cathedral and steps and The Batwing smashes into the cathedral steps and finally stops. For a moment there is complete silence, and then the Joker's sick laugh echoes down Broad Avenue. Forming all around him is an angry crowd. The Joker looks up, takes this in, and laughs even harder. Meanwhile, Batman, dazed and injured, tries to free himself from the twisted wreckage of the cockpit. It isn't easy. Hoping to assist the man she loves, Vicky rushes toward the smashed Batwing. He told Vicky that he was Batman. Oh, wait. Maybe. I guess they skipped over that scene, but he tells her that he's Batman. Man, did I screw this up? No. Anyways, I guess they skipped over that, where Alfred lets Vicky Vale into the Batcave, and they've only been on like 2 dates. So their third date is the Batcave. So I guess that's it. Third date is the Batcave. So Batman, Bruce Wayne always he jumps on telling ladies that he's Batman pretty dang quick. So anyways, at least with Rachel in the Dark Knight trilogy, Christopher Nolan, at least that kind of makes sense, you know, because they grew up together. But anyways, continuing. Martha! What did you say her name was? What did you say? Anyway, sorry. That's a ridiculous movie. The Joker takes a hostage. Near the crashed Batwing, Vicky Vale runs smack into the Joker. He promptly takes her hostage, then removes a walkie-talkie from his pocket. The Joker. Gotham Cathedral Tower! It's getting crowded down here. Come and get me in 5 minutes. Henchman's voice over radio. Roger, boss. The Joker looks up toward the absurdly high tower. The Joker. Better make it 10. With that, he and Captive Vicky enter the cathedral. Dude, walking up the steps of that cathedral, way more than 10 minutes. Batman lives. Oh, it's like Superman lives. Batman lives. Batman emerges from the smoky metal of the Batwing. He's shaken but very much alive and ready for the fight of his life. Like a knight from hell, the Dark Avenger enters the arched doorway of Gotham's cathedral. He closes the door behind him and pulls a heavy bar across it. Then he takes a misstep and crashes against a rear pew, knocking it over. The pew topples, and then all of the pews collapse like dominoes, making a loud crash. Before the last pew has fallen, the Joker jumps out from behind it and flees, laughing, into the bell tower. The Joker. Missed me. Pew. I'm sorry, but pew is ruined. Pew is ridiculous. Pew, pew, pew. Grim Vendetta. Batman sets off in painful pursuit of the Joker. He reaches the bottom of the bell tower stairs and collapses against the banisters, weak and bleeding. Above him, he can hear the Joker's receding footsteps. In spite of the phenomenal pain, Batman sets his jaw, takes a couple of deep, uncomfortable breaths, and hauls himself up on the wooden stairs. Above, the Joker, alias Jack Napier, the murderer of Bruce Wayne's parents, awaits. Ooh. So is this Bruce Wayne getting revenge, or is this Batman getting revenge? I don't know. Maybe this is the origin once he got revenge for his parents and saw the killing so many people. No, never mind. If you've ever seen Batman Returns, he murders the crap out of some of those clowns. I remember he puts this bomb on a clown and throws him down like a sewer. And then he explodes. That is a dead clown. Anyways. In Danger's Domain. He's still going to murder some people here. And in Axis Chemical, he murdered those henchmen with the bomb. It's fiery death. In Danger's Domain. Setting. Gotham Cathedral. The Dark Knight detective, injured but undaunted, continues his search for the Joker. Watch out behind you. As Batman strides deeper into Gotham Cathedral, one of the Joker's evil henchmen watches from the rafters, poised to strike. Assault on the Caped Fury. Batman confronts one of the Joker's foul henchmen in the Gotham Cathedral Tower. That's a good fight. This is a good fight scene. And it's kind of believable. Because honestly, if you think about fighting like 10 guys at once, it's ridiculous. Like, in this fight, he's only fighting like one or two henchmen at a time. It was very believable. Like, as a kid, when I was like, 5 or so years old, this movie was like the coolest movie I'd ever seen. Like, in terms of like superhero, this was it. This was the coolest superhero movie that existed. And just everything about it, the fight scenes, the iconic imagery, like the theme song, the Batmobile, the Joker, like Batman, dark eyes bright. It's just so good. And again, this was the only thing that I could watch that was like this, that fulfilled that, like Batman. Back to the story. Desperate struggle. In Gotham Cathedral, the Dark Avenger grapples with one of the Joker's goons. Can our injured hero overcome this new challenge? Grip of death. The Joker's henchman has Batman in a stranglehold. The Dark Knight detective must summon hidden reserves of strength to withstand this vicious assault. The music that plays during this part, where Joker's dancing around with Vicky Vale and everyone's fighting, it always reminded, like, I guess it's kind of like Joker's theme. It reminded me of the music, the underwater music from Mario 1, and it's a little different, obviously. I just watched the movie and listened, but it always reminded me of that music. Maybe if I can find a little thing of the underwater music, I'll play it during the scene. That'd be cool. Perhaps. Perilous plunge. The brawl inside Gotham Cathedral continues. At one point, the Joker's goon gains an advantage over Batman, hurling the costume crime fighter across the length of the room. And it's cool that he's fighting like a guy that's much bigger than him. People complain that Michael Keaton is such a small guy, because he is. He's just like a rich dude who, maybe he hasn't done a lot of training. He's just rich. He just bought all these gadgets, whatever. He's good at fighting, but he's just a little guy. It's kind of like when Indiana Jones would come up against the Brute, the guy, the pilot of that aircraft that ends up getting propeller chopped. It's the Brute fight. And a lot of new movies don't always do the Brute fight anymore. But that was a very big, thing for me to see as a kid. My heroes in the movies, going up against the much larger physical opponent and overcoming them. That was the best. It's a boss fight, or a mini boss fight, however you want to look at it. Batman in action. A student of various combat techniques, Batman comes down hard on his opponent. No match for Batman. At last, the titanic struggle is ended. Batman has defeated all of the Joker's thugs, who lie motionless in the Gotham Cathedral. Now for the Clown Prince of Crime himself. Bruised but not beaten. Batman opens the trapdoor and climbs into the moonlit belfry, where the Joker is hiding behind a giant bell. He casually squirts one of the holding pins on the bell with his acid flower, and it begins to burn. Seconds later, the bell behind him breaks, plummeting from the tower. The Dark Knight flattens himself. Oh man. Maybe there was a problem with the cards. No, I'm on the right card. Sorry. Seconds later, the bell from behind him breaks, plummeting from the tower. The Dark Avenger flattens himself against the wall as the enormous bell collapses, bringing pieces of staircase with it. However, I did goof this. I was holding these wrong. In my talking, I held the cards wrong. We're good now. Continue. The Joker's final stand. Momentarily beyond Batman's reach, the Joker waltzes with Vicky around the bell tower parapet. As they turn, we notice that he has a gun pressed to Vicky's head. Seconds later, he turns the gun on himself, pulls the triggers, and the bang banner shoots out of the barrel. Bang, The Joker laughs maniacally, tosses the gun away, and continues his weird little dance. He doesn't notice Batman emerging from the shadows. Ooh. Dance of Death. High atop Gotham's cathedral, the Joker's dance macabre continues. The Joker to Vicky. I'd say we were made for each other. Beauty and the Beast. Mind you, anyone else ever calls you beast, I'll rip their lungs out. The clown prince of crime laughs. Vicky looks pretty desperate. Behind the Joker, she spots Batman advancing and plays for time. Vicky, phony sexy. You say such beautiful things. You're so strong, and I love purple. Vicky, imperiled. In the clutches of the Joker, Vicky suddenly drops to her knees. This leaves the clown prince of crime with a confused expression on his pasty face. What was she gonna do? And then a voice is heard. Voice. Pardon me. Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? With that, a gloved fist emerges from nowhere and takes out the Joker. Batman striding into view. I'm gonna kill you. Whoa, dude. Murder Batman. The Titans clash. Batman swings the Joker around and smashes him through a set of shutters. He yanks him out and smashes him through yet another set. In the midst of this, the Joker holds his mouth as if it were injured. Then he removes his hand and a set of magic shop chattering teeth drop from his mouth and go skittering across the floor. Batman's momentarily distracted, allowing the Joker to get a punch in. Finally, Batman. You murdered my parents. The Joker, astonished. What are you talking about? Batman. I made you, but you made me first. Batman versus Madman. The battle moves out toward the edge of the parapet. The Joker looks defeated, blood rushing down his face. Then he stops, pulls out an old-fashioned pair of glasses and puts them on. The Joker. You wouldn't hit a man with glasses, would you? Batman cuts loose with a powerful blow and sends his adversary careening over the ledge. The Dark Knight triumphs. Vicky gasps before rushing forward with Batman to peer over the parapet where the Joker just fell. As they lean over the stonework, two hands shoot up from below and pull them over the ledge. Outside the parapet is the Joker, cackling with glee, secured on an elaborate gargoyle. Beneath him, Batman and Vicky cling desperately to the crumbling guttering. Delighted by his latest development, the Joker stamps on Batman and Vicky's hands, trying to break the guttering that they're hanging onto. In the midst of all of this, the Joker's getaway copter appears, and a ladder is lowered. The Joker over the edge. Batman succeeds in getting one of his weapons out of his utility belt. He fires it at the Joker, and a wire wraps itself around the villain's ankles. The clown prince of crime is now stretched between the copter ladder and the side of the building. It's the gargoyle. Come on. After a few desperate moments, the Joker loses his grip and plummets out of sight. The helicopter, relieved of the weight, shoots up into the air. The ledge where Batman and Vicky finally gives way and they start to fall, but Batman shoots up a grappling hook, and as they start to fall closer to the ground, the hook catches, leaving them dangling safely. That was a little underwhelming. He who laughs last. The stone steps of Gotham Cathedral. Splayed upon them is the broken body of the Joker, his chilling grin still intact. But as we look closer, we notice that the Joker's expression is almost childlike as he stares aimlessly into the night sky. The bat signal. A press conference is held to sum up the extraordinary events of the past 24 hours. Harvey Dent. We received a letter from the Batman this morning. Gotham City's earned a rest from crime. But if the forces of evil should rise again, to cast a shadow on the heart of the city, call me. Alexander Knox. Question. How do we call him? Commissioner Gordon. He gave us a signal! On the side of the old cathedral is the bat signal, a melancholy icon calling for help in the dark night of Gotham City. The Guardian of Gotham City. Vicky Vale walks down a dark, seemingly deserted street. She looks up, and Batman, standing on a rooftop, silently stares back at her. Just then, a limousine pulls up next to Vicky, Alfred at the wheel. I thought champagne might be in order, ma'am. Mr. Wayne said to tell you he'd be a bit late. Vicky glances up, sees the bat signal cast against the night sky. I'm not surprised, Alfred. I'm not surprised. As the limo pulls away, Gotham's Dark Avenger leaps across a rooftop, ready to begin his next exciting adventure. The end. Collect all 132 cards. So, one other cool thing that I haven't talked about yet about this movie. I love this movie. But it's what's his name? I always confuse Carl Weathers with the guy who plays Lando Calrissian. Hold on. Oh my gosh, Carl Weathers is Apollo Creed, and who is Lando? His name is... What's his stupid freaking name? I'm gonna find out. Sorry. Billy D. Williams. Gosh, dang it, Clayton! I did that one for you. I hope you appreciated. I would have tried, but I don't want to do that forever on here. So, anyways, these cards are really cool. It also came with some stickers. Let's just kind of show you a few of those stickers real quick, because they're kind of neat. Why not? I don't know if the sticker is like a square, and you have to. Here we go. So, or if, I can't even tell if there's cutting around that. I think they're just big square stickers. And I guess you gotta cut them Joker style to the shapes that you, oh my gosh, I'm really bad at this. Sorry guys. But yeah, cut them to the shape. Like these ones here with the red in the background, there's no perforation. There's no, it's just funny that this is their collectible sticker set with big rectangle stickers. Anyways, yeah, Billy D. Williams plays, that was a weird interval. Anyways, Billy D. Williams plays Harvey Dent. And Tim Burton originally was going to have Harvey Dent become Two-Face. And so it would have been Billy D. Williams as Two-Face, which I think I've seen some cool artist renderings of what he would look like. What never came to be. But now with this new Michael Keaton coming back as Batman buzz, there's a chance that maybe in his rogues gallery some other guys might come back. And the idea of seeing Billy D. Williams, yeah, he's really old. He came back as Lando. He should come back as Harvey Dent Two-Face, an established Two-Face. That would be really cool. And I know he'd do it. I think it was Lego Batman. Billy D. Williams is the voice of Two-Face, which is cool because it was kind of a nod to the fact that he was going to be Two-Face in this universe. So Lego Batman is a Lego Michael Keaton. It's like the Lego Tim Burton universe. I don't know, just kind of a weird whatever. So anyways, thanks for hanging out with me. The Batman cards are really fun. I don't really have anything else like that I can spend so much time and so many videos on. This has gone way too long, 38 minutes, out of control. I might just do it as one long episode. I filmed a few others. I think this is a third. So if you enjoyed it, cool. If you just wanted to put it on to listen to me talk and fall asleep to the story of Batman, you can. I'm pretty sure. Oh, I might have said a curse word at one point. I think I said SHIT word. But anyways, it's a fun little thing to read. I'll show these videos to my kids. They'll appreciate story time, Batman story time. Maybe I'll even whip these cards out and read them live to them. They're really fun. Thank you, Patrick. They were a birthday present from my older brother. So they're my precious, my birthday present, and I love them a lot. They're really cool. This was a fun way to share them with the world, and yeah, thanks for the present. Yeah, and anyone else who hung out and just enjoyed watching this, thank you guys very much. Yeah, these are fun videos to do, so I'm going to keep doing them as long as I enjoy doing them. And feedback is always appreciated. If you guys have any particular movies that you want to know my opinion on or something like that, or have questions about something that I know something, whether you something you see here. There's Baby Yoda. I just got that for one of my kids, and she loves the hell out of that thing. And it's a bobblehead. Yeah, dude. But anyways, thanks for coming and hanging out. I think this will help the audio sound a little bit better, and I'm close enough that maybe it's just going to be an annoying thing that you guys get to see me when I do these videos. But anyways, have a good night. Peace out. Be Batman. Be Batman. I'm Batman.